Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we are reviewing The Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite. And I loved this book, so I rated this book 4 stars on Goodreads. I love the cover, really do, and I just thoroughly enjoyed this book. It is such a quick read, brilliantly written. It is funny, it has its funny moments, and the chapters are so short, right? And they actually don't have numbers, so they all have titles. And then, like, look at this, you see this first chapter, can it focus? Okay, so bleach, and look at that, so that's 1, 2, 3 pages, and then you're already on to the next one. It's the story of 2 sisters, Korede and Ayola. Korede is the older sister, very fastidious, you know, she's a nurse, really about, you know, straight and narrow, good girl. And then you have Ayola, who is the lighter skinned sister, beautiful, has young sister privileges, you know, the one that gets away with everything, and she's so pretty that men flock to her. However, she is also a serial killer. Now, please comment below if you've read this book and if you think that it started off with when Ayola killed their father. Like, probably their father was abusing them on that day. She lost it, took his knife, stabbed him with it, and Korede and the mother covered it up for her. However, that's when it started. I have to say, their father was a very abusive father, and he would beat up Ayola, he would beat up Korede, their mother, on their face. And then not only was he abusive, he also used to cheat. So he would bring his girlfriends in the house in front of the mother, very disrespectful, but the next day expect everything to be like nothing happened. He's the man of the house. And so what would happen is Ayola would kill these men that she was in relationships with, and then call on Korede to come and help her, you know, dispose of the body. I think the first guy that she did it with, and she would always say it was in self-defense. And so the first guy she did it with, you know, they burnt the house or the shack that he was in, and so that's how they disposed of the body. When we meet them, I think it's Femi, and she stabbed him, and they go to the river and dispose of his body. But then she kind of comes onto social media, really acts like, you know, like the distressed girlfriend who doesn't know where her boyfriend, what happened to her boyfriend, where did he disappear to. Korede, who kind of reels her in, because sometimes, you know, she's busy dancing to Whitney Houston, I want to dance with somebody. Like, she didn't just murder somebody. And, you know, it's like she has no remorse. It's like she's a functioning psychopath. Yeah, I think so. Like, it's like that. Like, she'll do these things and then have no remorse. Every day carries on. She's flirting with a new guy. She's into the new guy. And one of the guys happens to be a doctor where her sister works, and this is where it gets interesting, because that doctor, her sister Korede, has a crush on him. She has always had a crush on him, and now, you know, she tries to protect him, to be like, no, don't do this. She even says to him, you know, she does kill people, and he just thinks, oh, this is jealousy speaking. Your sister has said you're always envious of her, which kind of hurts her feelings as well. Until, of course, she gets a phone call. But this time, there's a plot twist. It's like he's also stabbed her. He stabbed her with a knife. And so it's just these twists and turns. And I would like to say, so sometimes when you read it, you're like, why would an older sister go to such great lengths to protect the younger sibling. And because of this, on my Instagram, which I'll leave down below, I do more Quandary Mondays, and I did a question where I was like, if your sibling committed a crime, a hideous crime, would you cover up or would you call the police? And I would like to say 85% of the people said they would cover up for their siblings. We have this innate responsibility for our younger siblings. It starts from when you're born. Corridor even mentions it, where she says from the day that Ayola was brought home, her mother had said, this is now your responsibility. She's your younger sister. You always have to protect her. And she's taken it to heart that she has to protect her younger siblings. And I think as Africans, when we look at our younger siblings, they always rely on us for a lot of things. You're like the semi-parent, especially when it's firstborns. I'm not, but when it's firstborn children, mostly they are like the second parent, so they take care of the younger siblings. And this is actually very well displayed by Corridor in this book. She very well displays the African responsibility of an older sibling to the younger siblings. They will go to great lengths. And so her acting like this, it wasn't like I was like, I don't get it. I do. I actually did get her responsibility and why she was actually willing to cover up for her younger sister and protect her younger sister at all costs, regardless of what crime it was. That's why she never reported it. Even when she goes to Dubai and she comes back and the man in Dubai dies, in her head she's really, you can tell she's so conflicted to say, I have a feeling this has something to do with Ayola. You know, this is a pattern. This looks like her. And this really, you know, is like a moral quandary in a book. Like, would you go to those great lengths for your younger sibling? This is a great book. It's a great read, easy read. You can easily read it in one go. And even when you download it on like Kindle or iBooks, it still reads very well on the phone because the chapters are so short. It's easily addictive. You can't put it down. You really just want to find out what happens till the end. So yeah, 4 out of 5. I highly recommend. Please let me know down below if you read it. What were your favorite parts in the book? Where did you have questions? And yeah, let's chop it up. Let's talk down below.